My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Welcome, my friends, to the Wednesday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. If you would like to be part of the program this afternoon, 800-848-9222 is how you do that. 800-848-9222. There have been, as always is the case, many things transpiring since the last time we chatted together. Dick Durbin has decided to call it quits. That means there's going to be an open seat for the state of Illinois in the U.S. Senate. Richard Durbin, Dick Durbin, 80 years old, is going to set off this retirement announcement. He said he's in his fifth term. Says it's not an easy choice to step away from his prime perch doing battle with President Trump. But he says it was hard because he doesn't want to miss this fight. But I have to be honest about this. There are good people in the wings, good people on the bench ready to serve, and they can fight this fight just as effectively as I can. There comes a point when you have to face reality that this is the time to leave for me. It's time to pass the torch. 44 years in Congress. Dick Durbin decides to step down. And perhaps over the weekend we'll discuss that more. LA people are upset. I just love these kind of headlines. There was an ICE raid in California. Yeah, ICE outside of a Home Depot. And it gets 2 pages of ink in the LA Times. LA County Supervisor is involved because 15 to 20 people, ICE rolled up in, where is it? At the Pomona, one of the Home Depots in Pomona, California. In response, the County Supervisor Hilda Sola says her office was told by community members that about 15 to 20 people were detained. In response, I immediately directed the Los Angeles County Office of Immigrant Affairs to connect with the Pomona Day Labor Center to ensure those impacted receive the support, the resources they need. What resources? They've been detained. They're on the way back to the country of origin. Unless they happen to belong to MS-13. Yeah, and Democrats are still hop on that. This is just this love fest that Democrats have with gangster, illegal, criminal aliens is just amazing. It is still going full bore. One of the day laborers who avoided being detained told ABC 7 News about the traumatic effect of the raid. I arrived here, and when I started seeing the scene, I started crying. The tears started leaving. We are here. We are human beings. We're only here to support ourselves and maintain our families. I understand all that, but you're here illegally, and that's the issue. Not that you want to support your families. That's a noble thing. You're here illegally. Well, you weren't because you were. They didn't swoop you up. Those that swooped up were here illegally. Okay, my friends, today we have to do this. Yes, the El Salvador case. Democrats are still stumbling over themselves to deal with that. We have that. There is outrage among the left because Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, is actually reorganizing that swamp, the Foggy Bottom swamp. For those of you listening wanting to know what Foggy Bottom is, that's where a lot of the international intrigue happens in Washington, D.C. A lot of the diplomats are over in that way, in Foggy Bottom. And I forgot why they called it Foggy Bottom. I used to know, but anyway, that's the part of D.C. where all the diplomats hang out. And over near Embassy Row, beautiful. But anyway, Marco Rubio has him upset because he's streamlining State Department. So, of course, there's a lot of... In fact, we have Tammy Bruce, our good friend, Tammy Bruce. Today, we have a soundbite from her. That's number 4. Let's just play Tammy, because we love Tammy Bruce. This is the first opportunity we've had to play our friend, Tammy Bruce, radio, background, of course, Fox News Television. She's been on this show with me many times. Our dear friend, Tammy Bruce. We love you, Tammy. She's now the spokesperson for the State Department. She was being grilled on reforms at the agency there. And this is Tammy.
They should listen to what Samantha Power said last year, the last USAID director under Joe Biden. She said publicly in 2 interviews and at a public event that she was very frustrated at the fact that about 10% of 100% of the money that was allocated to certain foreign aid, to all foreign aid, only 10% of it went to the issue. 90% was eaten up by bureaucracy and contractors and layer after layer of people making money on those efforts. What we say here with this dynamic, it's not that we're pulling back on foreign aid or what's important to us. It's actually getting it back to the point where we can make a difference, where the money that is spent actually goes to the issues that matter to the American people, that matter to the nations that we are assisting. And at this point, even Power was extremely frustrated. She got it, by the way, from 7% to 10%. That was her big accomplishment. So this is a matter of when we say what matters to America, what about funding, is that it in fact will enhance our ability to make a difference on those issues that matter to Americans and to our partners around the world. It will accomplish certainly our ability to have it reflect America's values and the agenda of the Trump administration, which is about keeping people free and making sure this world becomes a better place.
Boom. Tammy nails it. Now, moving on. I don't even know what station this was on, but it was a news station with our good buddy. They did a news report on Al Gore. You know who Al Gore is? Yeah, Al Gore. Al Gore. Mm-hmm. So they did a report on Al Gore, and it's a news report package. So they have some of President Trump in here. But the only reason I want to play it for you is because Al Gore sounds like he's been... I don't know. Al Gore just sounds, it's cut 8. Al Gore just sounds like, well, anyway, here it is.
At all, our Constitution, written by our founders, is intended to protect us against a threat identical to Donald Trump. Someone who seeks power at all costs to get more power.
Former Vice President Al Gore came out swinging against President Trump.
Drill, baby, drill.
Yes,
the administration's
baby.
push for the use of fossil fuels Monday at the start of SF Climate Week at San Francisco's Exploratorium.
Anywhere in the world where there is an effort to pass legislation or regulations that reduces the burning of fossil fuels, they are there with their money, with their lobbyists, with their captive politicians, blocking it as best they can.
Gore, who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2007 for his work on climate change, spoke to this crowd, just like Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi and San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie. But it was Gore whose energy seemed to resonate.
Right now, the entire continent of Africa, fastest growing population in the world, has fewer solar panels installed than the single state of Florida in the United States of America. That's a disgrace.
San Francisco's Climate Week includes 1,500 organizations and more than 600 events this week in the city, the largest in all of the United States.
The climate movement is growing right here in San Francisco.
Yeah, and with Trump, I'll tell you what, politicians want power for power's sake. And right now, the whole Africa, all them dark people, did I say that? All them dark, did I? All them niggas, wait a minute. All those people over there in Africa, all them people over there in Africa, they don't have solar panels. And by God, they have more solar panels down there in that Ron DeSantis state than they have in the whole of Africa. And it's all Donald Trump's fault. And Al Gore here talking about people and their money. And never mind how much money I done made on this climate change stuff, but people and their power. That's what's the matter here. Al Gore. Al Gore. Let's do this. Let's take a break early because I want to move into student loans when we get back. James Golden, Snerdley, don't go away.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track. And ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Cadillac. When you have 4 new tires, every drive feels fresh. Right now, buy 3 select tires and get 1 for just $1 during the Cadillac Certified Service Fresh Start Tire event. Visit Cadillac.com/service offers or see dealer for full details. At participating U.S. GM dealers only. Highest or equal value tire will be $1. Offer ends 5/31/2025. Not available with other offers.
We off? 30 seconds of carefree bliss. Oof, like wind in your hair carefree. Oh, like using Clorox Disinfecting All-Purpose Cleaner in the home carefree. Yes. Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox Carefree? He's on a roll now. Spit toothpaste on the faucet. You got it. You got it. Peanut butter on the light switch. Oh, spritz, spritz. Spritz, spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good.
Okay, we're back.
Use as directed.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. 3 couples, 4 vacations, a lot to unpack. Watch The 4 Seasons, a new series starring comedy favorites Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo, and more in a hilarious and heartfelt love letter to long-term relationships. Based on the original Alan Alda film. Watch The 4 Seasons, streaming now only on Netflix.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I got a job, living in my car. Okay, no address, bitch. All right. Found out that my employer voted for Trump, and guess who quit? I did. And then, okay, had this guy, like, all interested in me because I'm hot and young. Okay, cool. And was like, I have this room that you can stay in for a cheaper rate, blah, 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 blah. Found out he was a Trumpy. And guess who decided to stay in her car? Me. Because that's how against I am of that orange dictator.
Yeah, babe, thanks for hurting us all by living in your car and not working and remaining single, too. Honey, James Golden and Snerdley with you here, Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it all started with a short little 1 minute and 7 exchange from the Secretary of Education, Cut 10, Linda McMahon. And this is how it all began.
We have, almost $1.7 trillion in student debt. And none of the collections have been made since March of 2020. So it's time to have people be accountable again for their debts. But we're not trying to make it difficult for anyone. So there are many options that those who have outstanding loans can go to. They should go to studentaid.gov to find out. We have longer hours for them to call to find out if they have other options. We have actually an AI, Aiden, that can answer questions for them. So we're trying to put lots of plans in place so that people who do have loans outstanding can bring themselves up to date. We have over 5 million people that are in default. And that means their credit scores are affected. If they want to buy a home or buy a car, it's very difficult for them. So we'd like to help them get out of default. But at the same time, this is something they owe. This is money they borrowed to go to school. And other taxpayers shouldn't have to pay this burden. I think that's very clear.
Well, it may be very clear to you. It might be very clear to me. Carlos, is it clear to you that if you borrow money, then somehow or another you're expected to pay it back?
Depends who I borrow the money from.
Really?
If it's like a best friend or something, they should know that they probably won't see it back.
Really?
And that's the same expectation I have for my best friend. If I give him money, I don't really expect to see it back because it's like I'm helping him out. It is what it is. That's why best friends are there.
Okay.
But if you're talking about the bank, yeah, I need to give the money back. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right, let's go to Cut 11. Let's see what the reaction is among these people that actually have the loans, some of them.
So today Trump started talking about how he's going to force us to start paying back our student loans by garnishing our wages. And a lot of conservatives are really happy about that. They're saying, oh, thank God, all these freeloaders are going to pay back the money that they borrowed. Well, let me tell you something. I didn't borrow a damn dime. I was 17 years old. My mother forced me to take out that loan, and if I didn't, she was going to throw me out and make me homeless. So I'm not alone in this. I know that many, many children were put in the same situation, and the solution's simple. We should not have our wages garnished. The boomers should have their damn retirement accounts and Social Security checks garnished for forcing college onto us, forcing us to take unsustainable loans. It's just screwed up. Student loan forgiveness is the only ethical choice, and the boomers aren't going to give it to us. So we need to go after their money.
Okay. My mommy forced me to take the loan. Take the boomers' money. We have more. Don't go away. Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour continues.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
Ladies, you'll end up shopping for your guy's deodorant, right? So try Degree's Original Cool Rush. You see, last year, Degree changed the formula, and men were mad. One guy even started a petition. So Degree admitted they messed up and brought the Original Cool Rush scent back. It's clean, crisp, and actually smells like someone you want to cuddle. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So toss one in your cart and find out why it's the best-selling men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory.
Experience a progressive lens engineered with AI from Essilor, powered by individual measurements of your visual behavior. A lens personalized to you by an Essilor expert. Discover Verilux XR Track and enjoy instantly sharp vision in motion and seamless transitions from near to far. Find your local Essilor expert today at Essilor.com.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, of course, but it sounds to me like they are. I mean, listen to what the administration said today. They've got all these trade agreements that are lining up right now. It sounds like India and Japan are on deck. It sounds like even the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, is talking about getting something done with China here separately from all the other allies that we're dealing with. So it feels like the administration is moving towards a situation where they're going to be able to argue that the president's strong posture on tariffs brought people to the table, created more fair trade agreements, and put the American worker in a better position. That's my hope. I think if that's where they go, the markets will respond to that. And then hopefully the president will get the second half of his economic package, which has got to come from the Congress, who still needs to make the tax cuts permanent, do the energy changes, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, we are dancing. Scott Jennings, of course, on the CNN panel. He always nails it. James Golden and Snerdley, let us get back, my friends, to, some of you out there raise these people. I'm just going to say it. Some of us. Okay? Because I know what it's like. Well, in certain respects. Carlos, you have no idea how entitled your generation feels, how they think they are entitled to everything because they are born. They showed up on the planet, and therefore we're entitled. Oh, we can borrow money, but somebody else is supposed to pay it back. Why, my mommy made me take the money out, so let's take the money from them. This generation, and trust me on this, you don't know this because you weren't around. For the older generations, even older than mine, my generation was the bunch of spoiled brats for the most part. I mean, but we still have a work ethic in many parts of our generation. We still believe in hard work. Work. I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying members of your generation. I'm not making this personal, Carlos. Him, maybe. I don't know. But the generation, you hear it. The entitlement. They're on the planet, and therefore nothing's ever their fault. Someone else always did it. They can never figure out just how to work and just do the work to make it happen. Let's go. Let's go down the line on this. We started with that guy. Play that guy again, blaming his mama for take 11, and just go right down the line on these student loans. Just go one after the other. Go ahead.
Trump started talking about how he's going to force us to start paying back our student loans by garnishing our wages. And a lot of conservatives are really happy about that. They're saying, oh, thank God, all these freeloaders are going to pay back the money that they borrowed. Well, let me tell you something. I didn't borrow a damn dime. I was 17 years old. My mother forced me to take out that loan, and if I didn't, she was going to throw me out and make me homeless. So I'm not alone in this. I know that many, many children were put in the same situation, and the solution's simple. We should not have our wages garnished. The boomers should have their damn retirement accounts and Social Security checks garnished for forcing college onto us, forcing us to take unsustainable loans. It's just screwed up. Student loan forgiveness is the only ethical choice, and the boomers aren't going to give it to us, so we need to go after their money.
Getting absolutely flooded with comments like this, like, you got a student loan, just pay it back. Most people signed up for these loans when they were 18 years old. They did not understand the impacts it was going to have on their life, how expensive college was going to be, how much debt they were going to get into, and now they are starting off life with $50,000, $100,000 in debt. And it is so hard to get a job right now with a degree, and when you even get that job, it pays you hardly anything. It is not enough to even survive on, much less pay rent. How the are you supposed to pay a loan back? That big.
Work.
This is an exploitative system that targets 18-year-olds that don't have a fully developed prefrontal cortex. And then they become adults, and they are riddled with debt in a mound of, in just such a big hole they can't crawl out of. We're just celebrating other people's poverty? Is that what we're doing? That's gross. Shut the up. Seriously. This is going to hurt 5 million Americans.
Oh, pay your money back.
People will lose their homes. People will become homeless.
You can make a plan.
Do you have a heart?
Yeah. Do you have a
They're
telephone?
They're not paying the money back to you. Why do you care so much? Seriously.
Because we have to pay it if you don't. Keep going.
150 points. Yay. Love that for me. And not only that, but I am now in debt to the U.S. Department of Education. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That was dissolved. I am now in debt to the SBA. That's the Small Business Administration. Don't that sound crazy as I'm in debt to them a whopping $27,554.24. I was 18 when y'all gave that to me. It's a predatory practice. I didn't know my nose from my And for everyone that's saying, oh, well, y'all took out the loans, I want y'all to think back to whenever y'all were 18 and all the stupid that y'all have done. Millions of Americans are barely making it by. We're hanging on by a thread. We're living in hell. The cost of everything is sky high. And here y'all talking about some student loans? Right now? Y'all can't be serious. I have nothing to give. I don't have a wage to garnish.
Well, they just dropped the student loan bomb. The federal government just announced that it's coming for your loans, and collections begin May 5th for student loan debt. If you're in default, they can garnish your wages.
Yeah.
They can take your tax return, and they can even take your benefits like Social Security.
Yeah.
And if you still can't pay it and you default, they're going to send you to collections. There are about 5.3 million people in the United States right now in default.
Okay.
This is going to hurt the people that are already struggling the most.
Okay.
They are really just trying to absolutely cripple as many people as possible.
Just say pay your bills.
It's pretty clear they want us completely broke. They don't give a about our health. They don't really give a if we die.
No, please.
Yeah, they're just going to cut everything. This really just paves the path for so much more bull. I just realized that's about the same amount of people that have been at the protests. Interesting.
Really?
Well, see you guys May 1st. That's the next one.
Y'all, they're about to start garnishing people's wages whose student loans are in default. No, I'm not kidding. I'm sorry. I know that there is a literal avalanche of news happening at every moment and that every headline is a breaking news headline, but this is really serious and people need to know because it could ruin people's lives. And of course, the Trump administration doesn't give
to pay the money that they owe back.
Okay, long story short, a lot of people received a pause on their student loans needing to be repaid back in 2020 during the pandemic, okay? Well, the Trump administration has decided that even though the economy is falling apart at the seams and Lord even knows what the unemployment numbers are, right now is apparently the right time to start garnishing people's wages to retrieve this money. This process is going to start May 5th, and they're saying that they're going to give people whose wages are going to be garnished a 30-day warning, and I don't know if that means that letters are going out May 5th. Are they sending electronic notifications? I'm really not sure. They're going to be using the same department that they use in order to send taxes and collect taxes through direct deposit. It's called the Treasury Department Offset Program. There are currently 5.3 million borrowers that are in default right now, right this second in the United States.
Lot.
And they expect that number to be 10 million within the next few months. And they want to start taking people's money out of their paychecks.
Taking their money. When you borrowed the money, it had to be paid back. That was the assumption. That is the assumption that is being made when you sign your name on the little line that says you're going to pay the money back. Now, I do have some sympathy. I have been hosed on things that I have signed, and I looked later, and then they point to a paragraph and said, no, you signed this, and it said blah, 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 but I didn't read that part of it. Well, you should have. Yeah, that happens. And you pay the price. I understand some of these kids were in school. They were young'uns. And they wanted to go to college. They could have told their parents, no, I'm not going to college. I can't afford it. I can't afford the loans. I'm not going to take the loans. You can't afford it. So, you know what? I'm going to go get a job. They didn't do that. They went to school. They signed their names. They took the money. That reminds me of that Terrence Trent D'Arby song. Sign your name across my heart. You signed. You signed your name. You owe the money. Now, the government is not sending out Big Mike to collect the money. They're not going to put a VIG on the money. They're simply saying, okay, make an arrangement, pay back your debts. And these youngsters are having hissy fits. They're cursing, they're screaming, they're yelling, they're blaming their mommies, they're blaming the government, they're blaming Trump. It's their loan, but they think they're entitled to not pay it back and make taxpayers, nameless taxpayers, pick up their tabs. Yes.
I wanted to say, I heard the second woman, and she sound straight up stupid, to be honest, because she claimed that she wasn't cognitive enough when 18 to know that, oh yeah, when you get a loan, you have to return the money. And then what did you actually do with the money? What did your mom, that forced you to do with the money? Probably she provided for you, unless she, bought a BMW or a Porsche or something like that. But like the money went to you,
Right.
Like what?
And wait a minute. Do you find it odd that this woman's argument, I'm glad you raised that. Can you play that one more time? Because I have another point. Based on your thought, I believe that would be number 12? That's number 12. 14. Number 14. Okay, well, let's try it. We'll find out real quick.
Well, they just dropped the student loan bomb. The federal government just announced that it's coming for your loans. And collections begin May 5th.
Getting absolutely flooded with comments like this. Like, you got a student loan, just pay it back.
Most people signed up for these loans when they were 18 years old.
This is it.
They did not understand the impacts it was going to have on their life, how expensive college was going to be, how much debt they were going to get into. And now they are starting off life with $50,000, $100,000 in debt. And
okay, you can stop it there.
You
just raised an interesting point. She's saying most people signed these loans, they were 18 years old. They didn't have a clue as to what it meant. They didn't have. Wait a minute. You're telling us at the same time that it's okay for 3 and 4-year-olds to change their gender. You're telling us that kids can decide when they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 how to change their gender. You're telling us that when you're 16, 17, you shouldn't be asking your parents about abortion because Lordy knows if you want to go in there and have some butchered up your vajayjay, then you are in your full. You're an adult, for goodness sakes. And now, why? Why, we were only 18. We didn't know what we were signing. We were just 18 years old. Which is it? Are they adults at 18? Are they fully functioning members of society, or are they still immature, somewhat children that can't be taken seriously at 18 years old and can't be trusted to sign legal documents because they really, they don't know? Anyway, my friends, oh, yes. We do have to check in with Miss Nigro, don't we? My friends, up next is Keeping the Live in Alive with Debbie Nigro, sponsored by Native Path Collagen.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
You guys, I just found the most incredible Mother's Day gift. It's called Goldbelly. Goldbelly is this amazing site where you can get the most iconic foods from restaurants all across the U.S., shipped anywhere in the country for free in time for Mother's Day. We're talking cakes from Ina Garten and Martha Stewart, Magnolia Bakery's famous banana pudding, and New York bagel brunches. Make Mother's Day perfect with Goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code MOM. That's Goldbelly.com, promo code MOM.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, and MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Jif peanut butter. It's that Jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean. Jif. Ooh, it's that Jiffing good. Get your Jif at Jif.com.
This episode is brought to you by Factor. Optimize your nutrition this year with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals are dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Eat smarter at factormeals.com/listen50 and use code listen50 for 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Factormeals.com/listen50. Code listen50. Terms and conditions apply.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network. James Golden, a.k.a. Bo Snerdley, presents Rapid Phones.
Let's go to Doreen in Queens, New York. Doreen, how are you?
I'm good. Always listening, but I enjoy your callers. Now I'm going to be one. I raised a son to pay back his student loans during COVID.
Whoa.
He took the year, pause, and I said, hello, don't you have bills to pay? And he went, yeah. So he goes, but it's in pause. I go, I don't care what's in pause because it's going to go out of pause and at least pay something. You can't pay the whole thing. Give them a partial payment until you can pay them back the full monthly amount. He said, okay, I got it. And right now, he got an excellent rating on his credit, and he has a car loan, and that is the reason why.
I love it. Thank you so much, Doreen. Edward, you're up next. Thank you for waiting.
Love you, Bo. Quick one. Check out the demo version of Let's Dance. If you can find it on YouTube, Stevie Ray Vaughan plays on it. It's a little bit more rockin' than pop, and it's awesome. You should check it out.
Love it. Thank you.
I also to play some bumper music. Can you give me some If This World Was Mine with Tammy and Marvin?
Marvin and Tammy. Oh, man. I'd love to do that. We can put that in the rotation one day. It's one of my favorites. Thank you. Mary in New... Oops, time is up. We got to go. I'm so sorry. Darn it. And we have a call on Christy Nome's purse getting snatched. And all these days later, there has been nothing of an arrest. The guy's on camera. $3,000, multiple IDs, the Department of Homeland Security. The head gets their purse snatched. We got to go. May God bless, protect each and every single one of you, your families, your loved ones. God willing, back tomorrow for Bo Snerdley's edition. Until then, I bid you adieu. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. You can hear Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour weekdays at 4 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?